A significant part of the Environment Agency annual workload is the control of vegetation, usually referred to as aquatic weed from within the channel. There are a number of methods we use to control this weed, and these may involve either working from the bank or working within the channel. Environmental legislation requires us to have necessary regulatory controls in place and consider the environment when carrying out our activities. In the Cambridgeshire and Bedfordshire area, we use our permissive powers to control vegetation in the watercourse. This reduces flood risk to people and properties. This short film shows the different techniques we use in the Environment Agency. Native aquatic weeds play a vital role in the ecosystem of rivers. It provides food and safe habitat for animals and invertebrates, as well as helping to reduce erosion of riverbanks. Excessive amounts of weed on some watercourses can reduce the flow of water or the amount of water which the channel can hold. This reduction can increase flood risk to people and property. The Environment Agency is responsible for managing main rivers and watercourses which are considered to present a high flood risk to communities. Weed removal is a key activity of our annual maintenance calendar. Every year we plan weed removal on priority watercourses to improve the flow of water and reduce the risk of flooding. Not all weed is removed. We leave marginal vegetation for habitat and biodiversity. A weed-free watercourse makes it easier for our staff to inspect our flood defences, improves the flow of water through the channel, improves navigation for boaters and access for other recreational activities like fishing, canoeing and kayaking. Excessive weed growth can also create problems for aquatic life. As weeds die back, break down, they can reduce the water quality, reducing dissolved oxygen levels and threatening fish mortality. We remove weeds using weed harvesters, weed boats, excavators, and we manually spray dependent on the location and accessibility of the watercourse. In the Cambridgeshire and Bedfordshire area, we generally spray in April, May, June and October. The weed harvesters, boats and excavators are operational from July through to October. We also need to take into account the presence of invasive non-native species like floating pennywort and Himalayan balsam, all of which would need to be tackled in a different way to reduce the risk of spreading them. There are an increasing number of non-native invasive plants being introduced into the wild. Most of these plants originate from the aquatic trade and garden centres. Many of them can reproduce from small fragments of root and once established are extremely difficult to remove. Climate change means more extreme weather events including high rainfall. Our annual maintenance activity of weed control is increasingly a more important part of the Environment Agency's preparedness for potential flooding, reducing flood risk to people and property.